What's going on, you guys? Today we are finally taking a look at the TFC Uranos set as a whole. So first here we have all the robots. Well, we know what they look like, so let's go ahead and get them in vehicle modes. And bam! We are in vehicle modes. I do apologize for the quick cut, but if you want to know how these guys transform, please go back and look at my other reviews. We have all 6 of the Uranos figures here, otherwise known as the not aerial bots. I really do like the plane modes, except for, well, I've never liked the aerial bots. I'm sorry. Each one of these figures individually are okay, except for Blackbird and the little drone we have in the front. The drone's a nice idea, though the execution is not real well done. Sorry, not real well done. Overall, individually, they're okay, but they all have pretty much the same transformation, just like the original G1 aerial bots. So, I'm going to combine them off camera, and let's look at the final product of the combination. Now, I realize that most of you aren't going to like the fact that I combined him off camera. I do apologize for that, but go back and watch the reviews to see how the individual components are put together. Overall, to be honest, I really don't care for this. I know that sounds petty. I was able to afford it, but it's not a great combination. There are a lot of problems with this figure, and there are too many problems. The problems outweigh the positives. Overall, the color and the look of the figure is pretty good. I like the black on the bottom, darker on the bottom, brighter on top. That I like. But the problems with the figure are many, just not least which that I can't turn the turntable. Okay, he's bulky. Okay, he's floppy. All of his limbs, actually his arms are okay. It's everything else, especially those bits in the back. Those bits in the back are a nightmare to pose because they don't peg anywhere. They just flop about, well, willy-nilly. It is a royal pain in the butt. The legs are not strong enough, or I should say the hips are not strong enough to hold up the rest of the figure. And he's constantly falling over. Yes, he's got posability, but he's not able to stand all that well. He's also ridiculously top-heavy. The thrusters, the arms, just horrifically top-heavy. Even though the figure has top-heavy issues, there is some posability. Head, on a limited ball joint. Arms, ratchet joint in the shoulders, but they do have a very annoying tendency to unpeg. Then the elbows are kind of double jointed, so he's got side-to-side movement, and then he's got curling movement, and then his fingers are each individually jointed. I do appreciate that quite a bit. Oh, and the thumbs are also jointed. There is some torso articulation, but you will run into issues with the skirt armor. Legs are articulated, ratchet joints in the hips that really can't hold the figure up. Then the knees. Well, the knees, you can bend them, but every time I do, I end up popping the joint apart. That bit you see right there, the connector port on the limb, can bend. But good luck trying to get it to actually bend, because it doesn't want to bend on its own. And there is ankle articulation and toe and heel articulation. Why there's that amount of articulation in the toe and heels, I don't know. But this guy, it does have articulation. Oh, and his chest is articulated as well. Yeah, hi, Mom! The other thing about this figure that I don't really care for is the head sculpt. This is the worst third-party head sculpt I have ever seen. I don't know what else more I could say. It looks terrible. And here's Uranos next to Hercules. As you can see, Uranos is actually just a little bit bigger than Hercules. And yes, before you ask, all the limbs are completely swappable. But I don't want to poison Hercules with Uranos' limbs. Now I realize I'm being down on Uranos, and I wish I wasn't. I wish I liked this figure more, but I just don't. Now, that's not to say that you guys would or would not like it. I am just not a fan. I was able to fit all of the wing bits and all of the other bits that were coming apart and weren't on there on the figure, and it looks a little bit better. But overall, I would stay away from this one, guys. So, I've been Spade of the Baltmatrix, and I'll catch you next time.